What up? It's Jimmy from odds.com. This is a clip from our big Tuesday, February 2nd NCAA basketball show. To check out the entire show, hit the link on the bottom of the screen. It's available exclusively on odds.com. The final game on Max's card takes place at 9 p.m. Eastern. UNLV running Rebels, 6-8, 3-4 in the Mountain West at Nevada Wolfpack, 11-7, 6-5 in the Mountain West. We're at Lawler Event Center in Reno, Nevada. Let's pull up the odds here. Nevada opening up as 5.5-point favorites. There are a couple sixes out there. This total opened up at 143.5. We see some confusion on the board. There's 144s, there's 143s, and 143.5s. UNLV coming off an ugly loss to these Nevada Wolfpack on Sunday, 89-60, as just 5-point dogs. Leading scorer, Bryce Hamilton, averages 18.2 points per game. He missed the contest with an ankle injury. He's listed as questionable to play. Without Bryce, they only have one player scoring double digits, and David Jenkins Jr., who averages 15.6 points per game. They lost their point guard, Marvin Coleman, to a season-ending injury earlier this year. Without Coleman and Bryce, you lose 7.7 assists of your 13.5 that you average a game. The Wolfpack are coming off back-to-back losses at Wyoming, and then shot the lights out against UNLV. They hit 56.4% from the field, 58.3% from three. Desmond Cambridge Jr. went for 17. Grant Sheffield went for 15 points and 11 assists. Nevada hits 44.4% from the field, 34.4% from three, 75.1% from the foul line. Coming off such a spectacular shooting performance, are they capable of doing that again, Max? UNLV, Nevada Wolfpack, 9 p.m. Eastern action in the Mountain West.
I don't think that we're going to see a 20-plus point win, but I do think that we can see 8 to 10-point win for Nevada. I think that it really also comes down to what the status of Bryce Hamilton is. If Bryce Hamilton doesn't play, this is a definitely way more confident play for me on Nevada. And if he does play, I do think that it will make this game more of an ass clencher, and then you may have to bring in heavy-duty equipment to unclench my ass once the game is over. With Nevada, Jim, I think that I gotta fucking give some credit to Steve Alford. And I'll tell you, I don't like the guy. I would throw a rock and a dirty diaper right in his face if I could. But he is developing some depth on this team and expanding the rotation. What we've seen from Trey Coleman is that he is definitely trying to fall into that Jalen Harris role of last year. At 6'7", he's good on the glass. He's definitely a three-point threat. The only issue has been fouling, but he's also aided by another very skilled athletic wing player in Zane Meeks. That's probably my favorite player on this Nevada team. Zane has a good stroke from three. He can bang on the glass. He may look like a pretty boy, but he plays like a dog, and I like that, So him being healthy and back in the lineup really helps this team keep the turnovers down and avoiding falling behind. He hits buckets at key times. I don't have any kind of graphical data to prove this, but I watch a lot of basketball and I make notes while I do it. So that's what I know. I think that with this Nevada team, they got to get more offensive rebounds. They don't crash the glass whatsoever. I don't understand that. You're not going to play some exotic defense that you got to get set up for every time. And with the UNLV game, listen, we had some outlier performances. KJ Himes had 16 points. I'm not really expecting that again. Do I expect this game to go to 150 or get close to that? No, I don't. I think that we're going to see a drastic change in offensive production from Nevada, and we're going to see probably stout defense. We also have to keep in mind, Jim, when we're backing Nevada, this was a Nevada team that had no place in the state when it came to collegiate athletics. They weren't even allowed to carry the state's name. And now Greg Musselman has put this program back on the map, back into respectability. Steve Alford has the keys to the car now, and it's his job to drive it. Well, if Bryce Hamilton doesn't play for this UNLV team, I'm going to get in the car. I'm going to drive Nevada. We're going to drive to a freaking goddamn winner. So if you can get me 5.5 or 6 at most, I'm down like sundown to get with that.
I can get you a 5.5. It's minus 114 at FanDuel, but just minus 110 at BetMGM for that 5.5. So let's lock that in right now. Max, what do you think about the total in this spot? What do you think about moving towards the under?
At the total right now, I definitely think that we're going to see a little more. We're going to see probably a raise by 1.5 points, maybe 2 points. So this is definitely a spot where I'm watching and waiting on the total.
I just feel like if UNLV steps up their defense, Nevada's not going to shoot 60%.
I just think that if it's going to be a rout, typically routes are going to be one-way scoring. So it does fit the bill. I just think that with the recency bias, looking at the box score where your average bettor is going to do it, someone's going to put some big money and this line's going to move. So patience is a virtue, and I'm a patient man when it comes to this Nevada total.
Interesting. Okay, that makes sense. So I'm going to put that little note there for my own personal action. Wait, total. Okay, beautiful.